The moment you stop caring about being liked, it does not feel like liberation. It feels like you're dying. It feels like your stomach is dropping, your throat is tightening. You will swear something is wrong with you because you're suddenly now not over explaining. You're not chasing, you're not shrinking, and your body interprets that as danger. But the truth is, this discomfort is your real sign that your self-worth is finally waking up. And once you are finally awakened, you would never ever be able to betray yourself the same way again. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where we talk about things that you guys have been pushing away, and I am here again to remind you that it's not okay. Today we will talk about thing that is very important but no one talks about, what it actually feels like physically, in emotional sense, in psychological sense, to stop caring about being liked from the people whose validation means a lot to you. And again, this is not a Pinterest quote version. This is the real version, the version that will shake your nervous system, that will rewire your brain, that will force you to confront the parts you trained to disappear. And let's get into it, okay? So there are few stages that happens. The first stage is withdrawal from people pleasing. You know you're a people pleaser. At least you have identified you as a people pleaser. And the psychologists, they call this approval addiction withdrawal. And approval addiction withdrawal is a real thing. So when you stop caring about being liked, the first thing that you will feel is not the confidence. No one will come and tell you, oh, you did an amazing thing, but your internal self will be shaking so bad. If you have ever sent a short text, if you have told someone, I am not available, if you have stopped laughing at something that was not funny, and you stopped entertaining someone who trained you, and you're a people pleaser, your entire chest tightened. Like you would feel like dying. You would feel like overcompensating for things that you think now you have done wrong to them. Because for years, your brain have associated that being agreeable means safety. Being liked means protection. Being self-sacrificing means survival. And when you finally break that pattern, your nervous system not just panics, it breaks. It feels like a knot in your stomach. It feels like you're getting nauseous and your heart literally races. My heart rises a lot whenever I say no to people who I think don't have the best for me. And your heart sinks at the bottom of the ocean. You feel like this shake in your hand, a subtle tremor in your hands, but I feel like the shake. And there are times that I still hear my voice saying, what did I do something wrong? And from all these years, I know now that this is not weakness. This is literally my brain's social survival circuit, and it's firing everywhere. The same circuit humans have developed thousands of years ago. So yes, you're not being dramatic. Your biology thinks you're losing your tribe. So the real reason you actually feel guilty when you stop people pleasing, it's not because you're wrong. It's because your nervous system thinks that social conflict means death. You're not losing people. You're not losing relationship. What you're actually losing is your dependence on validation from those people. And this is what growth feels like. And if you have ever been in that part, don't stop there. Don't jump back to square zero. The second stage, which is identity confusion. And that's not a sweet spot either. So again, no one will tell you about that. But when you stop caring about being liked, you don't immediately become some confident queen. You won't. I have not. So what actually happened is you feel like you don't recognize yourself. For years, your personality, it was built around what will they think about me? How can I make everyone comfortable? How can I avoid conflict? How can I make myself small? And when that identity, your entire identity collapses, you feel empty, lost, disoriented. You feel quiet, you feel detached. And that's not bad. This is good. It means that your identity is no longer based on how people perceive you. There is a word that psychologists use for this. It's called self-differentiation. This is the process of separating who you are from who you performed as. And by performance, I mean performed for other people, performed for people who you think have best for you in their hearts. And you overextend yourself. You have overextended all your life. You have gone above and beyond for people who really don't care as much as you do. So when you start doing that, you come in this self-differentiation process. You start separating who you are from who you performed as. And you start to ask yourself, do I like these people? Not that they like me or not. Do I like these people? Do I really enjoy these conversations, or I am just here for the sake of being here so the other person don't get angry or pissed or be condescending to me, or I might lose the person? You ask again, why did I tolerate this behavior for so long? What do I actually want? And the crux is, you might not have answers yet. You might not. And you don't have to, because this is what healing process is like. You will eventually find your answers, but the problem is you don't stop. You self-trust, you self-love, you believe in yourself, and then you move on. And when you start actually asking this question, not from the guilt, but from the actual knowing, from actual curiosity, you would find your answers. Healing does not feel like becoming confident. At first, it feels like becoming nobody. You're not losing yourself. You're not losing your old identity, the identity that you build on survival and approval. And now you come to the third stage, which is the physical shift. Here's where you see normal people, you see confident people at third and fourth stage. So your body changes before your mindset does. When you actually stop caring about being liked by every other existing person, your posture, it shifts. You stop leaning forward. You stop nodding excessively. Your shoulders, they square themselves. You start making eye contact with people you would never. You stop agreeing too much. You start to overplease a lot. Your voice, it will have some kind of depth. It will become a little slightly slower and a little more grounded. And your pauses, you won't feel like you need to fill them constantly. You won't rush to fill in silence. And your face, it will finally relax. Especially the micro smile you used to wear out of habit. That people who prioritize internal validation produce less cortisol in social interactions. And I'm not saying that. There are people saying that. So your body literally going from performing to existing. Your body tells you the truth before you do. You start hearing your intuitions. You come into the fourth stage, that is the awakening of self-worth. This is where the magic begins. When you stop caring about being liked, you suddenly notice who drains you. You suddenly notice manipulation. You start seeing it, that the manipulation you used to normalize, you now see it. You start recognizing passive aggression immediately. You start realizing how much you used to tolerate to keep the peace. This stage actually feels like stepping out of fog. Now, your intuition gets louder. Your boundaries, they become authentic. Your time, it feels valuable. Your presence, it feels intentional. Now, you're becoming expensive. You're not becoming expensive financially, when we will get there, but you're becoming emotionally expensive. Your energy becomes something you choose, not something that others take. This is when your confidence begins, not loud, not boastful, but quiet, internal, undeniable. So this stage might feel like a very hard to reach right now, but trust me, when you actually work on yourself, when you actually go through the self-hate of rejecting people who you used to love for validations, this is where the final truth is. And you have to slowly and steadily step towards this awakening truth of yourself. Let's get into the devil advocate part of it. But what if it makes you selfish? So let's address this fear. But would people think that I'm rude? But what if I lose a relationship? What if I become cold? Or what if I become arrogant? So let me tell you this. You don't lose relationships. You lose roles. Now you're losing the role of the fixer, you're losing the role of the peacemaker as the emotional sponge, the overgiver, the reliable one who never complains, the one who never says no. Some people will not like this version of new you, but the people who matter, They will feel relief that you're finally being real. And the rest, they were only benefiting from your silence. If someone calls you selfish for not abandoning yourself for them, they were never your people. The final stage, the lie after you stop caring. When you stop caring about being liked, you stop over explaining. You stop proving yourself. You stop seeking permission. You stop performing. And you basically stop apologizing for existing. You stop walking on eggshells. And this is the point when you realize that being liked is temporary, but being yourself is permanent. And the right people, they're not just attracted to you, they're drawn to your authenticity like gravity. And you, even if you don't have your people, you will eventually find yours because you are on a journey. And if you are on this journey, remember, you're not becoming colder, and you will not become colder, you will become clearer. You will not become rude, you will become real. And if you are in the process, you're not losing people, you're losing the version of you that lived to please other people, that lived to please them. And if this message hit home, I see you, and I promise the other side of approval addiction is not loneliness, it's power. And if you really like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you next time with another video. And until that time, take care.